Hello everybody, Glitch Reaper here. We're back for another mob battle, and as you can tell, it's another one featuring a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And yeah, it's one from Jurassicraft. We're continuing with that. And I thought, how about T-Rex versus Twilight Forest? Because someone was suggesting that, but I was already kind of leaning in that direction, so since we kind of, I guess you'd say randomly agreed, I'm just going for it. So, yeah, because I'm like, yeah, I've got to Unleash versus Twilight Forest at some point. Because who could refuse letting him chomp on a naga? Nobody could. So, yeah, let's go this way here. And now, remember, nagas, whether or not they're technically aggressive, they have the habit of setting off other mobs like crazy. Also, temporarily, I should flush the other mobs. Hey. You're... Oh, yeah, that's right. Pinkies don't disappear unpeaceful. Let's hope they don't interfere with the fight too terribly much, because right now I'm having issues with the new way of configuring this. I've still been trying to figure it out in different ways, and I'm not entirely sure, so for now my Ray of Art arena is relegated to the Nether. So just saying. Anyhow, let's get on with the show, because as we know, Naga's gotta lead in. Hello, Naga. All you gotta do is hit once with anything, and the T-Rex will be angry. Of course, you might wind up hitting other things along the way. I'm kind of pondering why that Pinky did not get upset. This is the most I've ever seen a Naga miss. I mean, come on. The T-Rex is right over here. I didn't mean to shove. I just know that this Naga can't possibly avoid this Rex forever. I mean, come on. It's fighting everything else first. I wasn't originally thinking of Naga versus Pinkies, but whatever. I mean, the Pinky's going for it. It's actually been able to deal little damage, but it got poofed. Yeah, in case anybody's wondering, a regular Pinky cannot handle a Naga. It's still boss level for certain things, so yeah. Okay, you're breaking the arena. I've got to despawn you now. Because I don't want too much damage done to the arena. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, just making sure. I'll just spawn it a little closer to the Rex this time. That was interesting. How close to... That's about as close as I can get. Okay, now it's two Pinkies and one Rex on one Naga. Twilight Naga, to be specific. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, okay, it officially became a free-for-all. I may have to redo this after the Pinkies get clobbered. Come on, Rex, you can bite the Naga's head. There you go. And 24 damage at a time, that was a pretty good chunk of the Naga's health. Starts with 200. It's getting pretty low. How's the Rex? Not doing very well either, but still has a good amount proportionally left. This got more than half and the Naga's below. Oh! That was a womp. Okay, maybe we should try another round with the Naga not being part of a group. Because those Pinkies joining in was just a little spontaneous. Don't expect that whenever you do that in the Twilight Forest, folks. Dropping a Rex on a Naga, which you could totally do, because obviously they're your tamed a dino after a while. So, yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to unleash their dinosaur on the Twilight Forest? This is completely possible. And, although I'm not sure if the T-Rex would easily fit... Well, you could always just incubate inside the Twilight Forest, so I guess there's always a way to get the Rex across. Anyhow, let's try this again. If I can find a block that highlights. I need to be able to... there. I'm trying to find the closest one. There we go. But again, this is a natural a fight, because they will set each other off. So especially the naga setting off anything else. Again, the naga is just a great initiator of mob battle combat, which is why we mob battlers keep coming back to it, or at least I do, because it's just naturally able to just start a fight. Of course, the key is doing it really close, because as you saw, if one gets away, it's a bit of a different story. Right now, the Rex is chasing the naga, which has just smashed other things. Again, we're getting pinky interference again. I just can't help but think that that does factor in, because they're dealing decent damage to the naga as well. And eventually I will get rid of all the pinkies around here, one way or the other. The T-Rex is decently damaged, and the naga is about half down. They are giving chase. Well, the T-Rex is chasing the naga. The naga seems to just, go wherever it likes, and if it happens to hit something, it's okay with that. So that's naga combat in a nutshell. Twilight Naga just goes around randomly and smashes anything. Although, if it truly is engaged on a target, it will occasionally charge. And when it does that, it deals pretty good damage. The Rex is a little skeptical. Oh, the naga is starting to heal. It's been out of combat for long enough. Oh, there we go. Got chomped again. And that naga tail. Oh, those scales must be really rough. Because they always grate their enemy. I mean, really, it's kind of like a cheese grater with scales like that. So that's got to be painful. All those rough scales. And the T-Rex is still taking damage from that tail, even though it has shortened. Ah, one more bite and the naga should be down. Yep, it looks like one more bite and it's over. At least with this stage of pinkies still interfering. Okay, so can we just... This is weird. This is the first time I've had to get to round 3 due to interference like this. But times happen. Sometimes it's hard to find the right hitbox on this thing without hitting the special buttons. Oh well. No more pinkies. No more pinkies. Are we out of pinkies? Okay. This time, you're free to just rampage. So you two just rampage together, and we'll just see how this goes. Okay? Because now there's no more pinkies that's going to factor in here. It is just one-on-one. Although there is a random wraith. Come on! Oh, to be perfectly fair, I don't think it'll be aggroed on him. Oh, you do not have a good time with that tail. Thump, thump, thump is coming for you. Oh boy. So far, the Rex has been winning. But I can't help but think it could theoretically go the other direction. Because the T-Rex does take a good amount of damage from that tail. I mean, yeah, that happens. If the naga doesn't directly charge, he'll just rake with the tail repetitively. And that causes huge damage to the Rex. Well, not huge, but more repetitive, like several hits in a row. It seemed to be almost regardless of armor rating. I mean, that seems to be some sort of special damage. I haven't quite figured out exactly how that happens. I might actually ask the Twilight devs about that. Because I'm curious how it handles that damage, now that I'm really thinking about it. Okay, now they're cornering each other for a moment. And when everything's getting to corners, stuff goes really fast. Oh, you got tail slapped by a naga. That had to hurt, because that's rough. Naga is going out very far this time. The Rex just couldn't keep up with it, because you gotta remember that nagas have a lot of speed. And a pinky has respawned. I can't put it onto Peaceful because it will also get rid of the naga, and Peaceful does not get rid of the pinkies. Although I can slap this one out of the way. Missed. There we go. What did I just level? Because I know that I actually have Advent of Ascension on here for future mob battling purposes, and possibly some in the meantime. But I don't know what I just leveled because I made sure to have my my skill set off because it was kind of doing weird things to my JEI. Okay, he's locked onto the naga again. He is. He's got the naga in his sights. Slowly going towards it, so I didn't have to push him to it. He is going for it. Oh, big chomp to the head. Then a good damage rate to the Rex. So That rough tail, that's just painful. See, just a couple in a row, really fast due to that tail. The Rex is trying to zero in, hoping for a nice chomp on the head. I mean, can he get a good headshot? He did. He did. He bit hard. The Naga now has more HP left than the T-Rex due to that regeneration cycle, but got smacked again by the Rex. Rex is trying to chase, but the Naga is just too fast. Whenever it decides to come by, it did get bit. It did get bit. Okay. I think the Naga kamikaze that time. It just ran into the Rex. I mean, seriously, it ran into the Rex. That was actually kind of funny. For all that fighting, it just decided to just go, you know, I'm just gonna have one last shot. And then poof! Okay, Rex, you can take down a Naga whenever you feel like it. But just remember, the other way around might still be possible. Because you apparently have a hard time with that tail. Although their stats do vary a bit, so maybe that's not the best way to put it. Oh, don't worry, you'll be getting another opponent really soon. This one I might actually do at a slight distance, because if I use the Mob and Rager at a distance, they'll still lock onto each other because it kind of forces them to recognize each other from farther away than usual. But at the same time, it means they won't naturally aggro on each other too fast, or in ways that might make it tricky. Like, for example, if the Rex engages and the other one doesn't, because it's just more naturally aggressive, then they might not be able to fight each other properly. Although, it'll certainly show that whether they're fighting or not, the Rex will win. Oh, come on. I clearly... Okay, let me do this again. Over here. Okay, it's wandering towards the Rex now. What did you hit into a wall? Did you just smack your head into it? Okay, push time. Let's just close the distance here. Certainly they've got the signal to fight. There we go. Charge! Ouch! The Minnow Shrimp can deal a lot of damage to the Rex, but that goes both ways. Oh! Oh my gosh. I would not have guessed. I just would not have guessed. I just got a complete dino skeleton there, or at least a good part of one. That's the thing about this, is if you have a full bag, you can kind of disengage it for a moment, and then it won't go into it. So I just got a lot of T-Rex parts. This is what you would recycle in the mod if you needed to, lag. If you needed to clone your Rex, or other dino for that matter, is you take various parts and you can use it to recycle. So, kind of like getting the dino meat in Fossils and Archaeology, you can clone your dino. But Minnow Shroom, total props to you. You're one of the first thing in a while that's taken out a Rex. I tried to outrun those items. Did I succeed? After the lag, we'll find out. What's causing this lag storm? Maybe I should peaceful it for a moment, because sometimes it's just too many mobs in the nether. Whee! I am faster than a meat stroganoff. Are you faster than a meat stroganoff? Yes. Yes, I am. But yeah, now going in usual Twilight order. Let's get the Hydra up next. And get a few others ready. Come on, lag spikes. This isn't cool, lag spikes. Why are you doing this suddenly? You weren't doing this before. Okay. Whatever. Now, T-Rex. Hello, Rex. Nice to see you again. I definitely need to do the Hydra at a distance. Because... Oh, come on. You know, I think I'm going to refresh and see if that takes care of the lag, so I'll be probably right back the next time it lags. Okay, it lagged, as I said. So I'll be seeing you real soon. So bye for now. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully this will be resetting the lag, and I have fire in my face due to the Hydra. Because it will, in fact, attack you in creative. And I am not sure why this is lagging so suddenly. Seriously, I don't know what's going on here. I can't think of anything that would really lag it this hard. Okay. It's still doing it. I thought it would calm down a bit, but no. Okay, so I'll try this again and try to figure out if there's something else I can do, so I'll be right back. I'm back. I think I fixed the lag. I'm not 100% certain there. But I think the games went silent as a side effect. So I'm not 100% sure if that's what's happening here. Because it could just be that for some odd reason I'm just not hearing the audio. So you want to be able to try to take on that. Wow, you blew yourself up. Okay, I think I'm going to use another T-Rex just because. So just remember, they're roaring in spirit, even if one of us can't hear it, which may or may not just be me. So there is that possibility. I did do a few things. Oh my gosh. The roastiness. The Hydra is still one of the kings. I mean, after all this time, it's still a super fighter. I mean, that flame blast is just enormous. Right now, the T-Rex does not seem to be remembering to engage at this distance. So let me give things a push again. Reminder, attack Hydra. Although, admittedly, the tail is not the best place to be because it pushes a lot. Yeah, like that. It's like the tail has a force field. That got the T-Rex's attention. And just ran off in flames. Ouch. Did this even actually work? Okay, the Rex is interested now. And going right into a fire blast. I mean, that flamethrower just about nailed the Hydra. I mean, darn lips. That flame blast nearly just wrecked the Rex. That's where I was going for. Man, that was a huge hit. And then it roasted the remains. The T-Rex is been thoroughly cooked. So anybody for Rex burgers? Because the Hydra seems to be trying to serve them up. So, oh yeah, that's right. I have to crush the Hydra on my own because Peaceful just turns it into a spawner. There we go. Perfect hit. I got all 3 heads. If you're just the right point with a red Qatar, you can hit all 3 heads simultaneously, and as well as hitting the body, although the body does take reduced damage in some way too. And you can one-shot the Hydra if you do it absolutely perfectly. If you do it any other way, it will still survive a hit with this, which is kind of amazing. So the Hydra needs props from more than one way, not the least of which is being able to survive that if I hadn't have done it perfectly. So there is that. Now, the next one up will be a bit different because we're going with the Night Phantoms. Remember that there needs to be 6 of them, because they do occur naturally in a group of 6. So, and see how they're already forming up? They know what they're doing. But will the T-Rex naturally attack? I don't think so. I think I have to remind it to actually do things. I mean, the T-Rex is pretty aggressive, but I don't think the Night Phantoms will throw out that attack very often unless they have an entity that they're aggroed on nearby. The big tool shed attack, as you might call. Where they just throw various tools everywhere. I guess you could call it the tool shop attack too, but you get the idea. Anyhow, let's see if we can prod them into fighting a bit. Okay. Rex. Chomp. Thank you. Uh, so I think I'll need to be resetting that repetitively this time. This is a little weird because of how they operate. Normally they actually kind of team up in a way where if one knows that they're fighting, they'll just go for it. But this doesn't seem to be working that way. It seems to be, for some reason, it registers them as one-on-one. So let's see if I can. Now they are dealing damage back, and by quite a bit actually. Night Phantoms are actually seem to be kind of more of a match for the T-Rex, which is very interesting. I mean, who would have guessed that this? Oh wow! I think he's tail sweeping them. Was that a tail sweep? What is going on? Why is one of them just taking damage? Oh, I think. Oh, one of them must have flew in front of the Rex the moment that I. Okay, I might have to reset this one. Because I think. Oh, yeah, that whole thing. I think one of them flew in front of the Rex right whenever I was trying to engage. And that must have been how they were fighting each other, because they acted like they were trying to hit each other instead. So I think that they got into it, and that's how that happened. Admittedly, there's a few little tweaks about using the mob battles mod to do this. So yeah, but at least it does work. But I'll have to reset this round. Okay, so let's do this again. I just have to make sure that they're not in front of the Rex at the time. But whenever I go over this, I'll see if the audio is actually coming through or not. But even if it's silenced, just remember, T-Rexes like to roar a lot. There's your sound effect of imagination there. T-Rex roar is happening repetitively. I want to do the one with the scythe might be a leader. If I can tag him. I think I did. No, I think I tagged another one. But got demolished anyhow. I think he just did a twofer. Okay, I think you're the leader. Or might be. Good spin. That one got finished. See, now I'll be able to... Hello. Now I'll be able to assess the Night Phantoms versus the T-Rex. Kind of. Normally they do it more as a group, but then again they kind of do sort of, I guess you could say, a bit of lazy attacks, because they tend to not directly attack frequently and tend to just hover around more. So, I mean, even whenever you're going up against them as a player, that tends to happen a lot, where you can easily back off between attacks because they don't do attack runs frequently. At least, wow! I said they don't do it frequently, and then he went all out. Best contradiction timing ever. And he nearly, in that last one, nearly finished the Rex. That was close. I mean, this might literally be where it really depends on the Rex's exact stats, because they do vary a bit. So that is totally a possibility. And it seems that because of their variable HP, that trying to use damage indicator type things on them doesn't work as well as you'd think. But so this one seems to have a maximum of 69 rather than 80, which is what's showing it out of. So there's a thing. So let's see if they can even fight the ur-ghast, because that would definitely be interesting. The ur-ghast is massive and in the air, but the T-Rex is very tall, so it might actually reach. So here's an ur-ghast. And as a side effect of us doing this in the nether, it will not be raining. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's trying to launch at the Rex, but whiffing completely. Goes into rage mode very fast, because the Rex is dealing so much damage. Now, the Rex seems to be protected from those attacks. Special note, as a player, you get kind of more protection from those giant gas tiers if you're using an enchanted helmet. Like, literally, like, the protection of the helmet only really counts against those things. It's kind of a weird fact about Twilight Forest. So it's kind of like an anvil attack, but not exactly. I mean, they deal considerably less damage than anvils. I mean, they're basically super tiers, so what would you expect? Meanwhile, the Rex is just having a field day. I mean, he's just going munch, munch, munch. Oh boy, lag spike. Bad lag spike. Okay, we're back out. Of course, I'm blaming part of this lag on the immense animations happening right now between both the ur-ghast, which is always epically animated, and the T-Rex, which is likewise epically animated. So it's going to have a hard time handling this. I mean, just look at those chomp attacks. Nom nom nom. And finished off. And did you even take damage? No. That would totally be a no. Like, you just basically, it was like watching the Wither attack the ur-ghast, and that it's terribly one-sided. So that happened. And of course, after the ur-ghast, you generally fight the last four, including the ever popular dancer, the Alpha Yeti. So let's try getting the Alpha Yeti in on this. Okay, let's get these two to fight. I think I tagged it. Yeah, the Alpha Yeti is using the Ice Cube attack and going into Snow Dance immediately. I know that's the Chicken Dance song, but you can't help it. It's just... Oh, there's a Belf helping out. I don't know who he's shooting more. But the Alpha Yeti just mauled them both and blasted the remains with snow power because if you damage the remains of a fallen dino, then they release the items. That's how that works. And the Alpha Yeti just aced that. So I'm wondering, can he take another Rex? I have to kind of know. Will we get a... Wow, he went right for it. But I don't think the Alpha Yeti knows to fight back if it's not commanded to, in this case. Because I've seen the Alpha Yeti fight back before on mobs. I guess not all of them they recognize. It's something like that. I'm thinking that's probably the case. Okay. Snow Dance, I'd like to see you throw a Rex. Please try to throw a Rex. It would be really cool if you threw a Rex. So I'm just curious, can you throw something that big? Oh, the Alpha Yeti's kind of... Wait, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is he going to throw the Rex? Nope, Snow Dance. He just Snow Dances Rexes down. That's how this Yeti works. Oh my gosh. You know, I might actually want to try out the mob healer. Okay, just attack click to smack mob and give them instant healing. That is very useful. But again, I just want to know. This is super curiosity getting to me again. Sometimes this happens. But can the snowy power of an Alpha Yeti fling a Rex? Come on, toss attack, please. I know you're very happy to be here, and you're very happy your Snow Dance is effective, but I'd love to see a throw. Please, just give the toss. Pick up the Rex and fling. Oh, perfect. Almost finished him off in midair with that. He comboed into his Snow Dance. See, I just wanted to know that. That was something I really wanted to know, is can an Alpha Yeti throw a Rex? Now it has been answered. So, sorry, Alpha Yeti. You did very well. I mean, you can beat a T-Rex. That's kind of awesome. But, I mean, the Naga might be able to, depending on the circumstance. The Minnow Shroom, if it gets a good charge going attack, it can. The Hydra just roasts one into Dino Burgers. The Night Phantoms just get smashed. Like, they cannot take on a Rex at all. The ur-ghast is just a flying sign that says, chomp me for dinner. or your meal is here. Like, it's just attracting attention to itself as a giant flying balloon, which you don't want to do with a dinosaur because they like motion. So, or at least that's the old story. I mean, we all know Jurassic Park, and that's what the mod is based on. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, Snow Queen. Normally, the Snow Queen has had issues because normally her fighting style, whenever they're against mobs rather than players, is a bit different, and that causes things to get a little uh, biased against them. But you never know. They actually deal a good amount of damage with that ramming attack. So even in giant hockey puck mode, they will probably be able to do things fine. Okay, so let's see. Can I get the whole target set here? Never mind. I was going to get them to attack, and they engaged anyway. Because kind of like with the Naga, this counts kind of like an area attack. So she will deal damage just by proximity and set things off. And she just smashed that Rex like it was nothing. Snow Queen, you have officially wrecked a Rex. You have wrecked a Rex. You have wrecked a Rex. There we go. I said it properly now. Apparently, it doesn't count as an attack on a dead Rex. So it doesn't dispose of the body. Okay, you're not as good at disposing of the evidence as an Alpha Yeti or a Hydra, but you did smash a Rex in an insanely fast time. I mean, seriously, Snow Queen, props to that. And we know some things the Rex has taken down already, so that says something. So, yeah. Poof. Had to finish her off somehow. I am getting a lot of stuff around here, but for a while I thought that my bag may have been part of the source of the lag, so I decided to temporarily get rid of it. So that's kind of why that is. So just so you know. Now we have a few. Oh, we have a certain guest. We just smash these things down. So goodbye all, because we don't want too much company in this fight. I can't help it, but it's kind of the way things have kind of been going. But yeah, that does take care of the problem. Okay, now we're going to go on to the giants, which are the final phase for now. But eventually, in Twilight Forest, we may eventually have some other end boss. We know this. So now, remember the giants that always look like whoever you are whenever you look at them. If you have 5 players fighting giants at the same time, they will, every last one of them will say the giant looks like them. Because that's how it is. It's in the eye of the beholder. No actual beholders here, except in the other mod. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Was that like a super critical start off? Like 17 points of damage? But the giant went down fast, and the T-Rex is just triumphant as all get out. Going, yeah, I'm fine. Okay. So we have the T-Rex restored here. So now we need an armored giant, because they're the ones that, between the two giants, have the better combat stats. Okay, going at it fast. 6 at a time, which is better than the 4 from the miner, but the damage from the T-Rex just chomps through that HP from the armored giant like it's nothing. So T-Rexes can totally take armored, well, not just armored giants, but both giants. Note these are not the same as the Minecraft giants per se, but okay. Bonus thought, I'm curious about that. So let's just see here. Is there a giant in here that's accessible otherwise? Spawn giant. Okay. Is this the giant? Oh yeah, it's the giant. I think their AI is back to being useful, but I have a feeling that it's not gonna matter too much because giants have historically had a weird hitbox, both coming and going. So let me try to aggro this one at a range and see if it can trample the Rex, or if the Rex tramples them regardless. Either way, someone's getting trampled. Okay, the Giant's attack cannot reach any part of the Rex's hitbox. We just found out, because historically it's mainly the feet that deal the damage. And the Giant can't kick the Rex properly. At least at this time. Remember, this is 1.12.2. For all we know, in a following version, there may be a Giant that is finally finished and is in survival in a way ever since, I think it was Survival Test had Giants last, in active survival. But after all this time, it would be nice to see them again in a survival setting that isn't modded. And just an official way to do Giants. So a reminder, you're attacking this Giant. Why is the Rex doing this? I've had to redo this a couple times in a row, very fast. It says Rex over here. Now, just finish off the Giant. We know that this will be one-sided because of hitboxes. But hitboxes and Minecraft have a very weird history, whether modded or vanilla. This is a thing we know quite well. So I'm going to be heading off now, because that is everything I could throw at it from Twilight Forest, and the Giant of which Twilight Forest has kind of followed up on the vanilla promise of, until further notice, that is, because, again, I don't know. If vanilla added their Giants in a different way than just an enormous zombie, and it was, that happened, then would Twilight Forest change to have those Giants in that location, or would they maintain their own special Giants? Because they certainly have their own flavor. I mean, the T-Rex would know that. Yeah, you totally know that, wouldn't you, Rex? Okay. Well, anyhow, I'll be heading off, but we've had some interesting mixed results here, to say the least. I mean, who would have thought a minnow shroom could beat a T-Rex? Seriously, that doesn't even sound right. The Snow Queen has redeemed herself after so many times that she's gotten pummeled. And we had some other interesting results, like apparently the Alpha Yeti works. I mean, the Hydra you kind of expected. But the Rex slammed so many others. The ur-ghast, the Night Phantoms, the Naga has apparently taken more than a few hits from things. But yeah, all that got wrecked and more. I mean, like the Giants from Twilight Forest, they got smashed. They're mini boss level. So, you know that from the bosses that T-Rexes have defeated before and probably later, that we can consider them a boss level. Of course, they're a dinosaur. Do you really need to put an additional level or category to a dinosaur? Especially an apex predator like Tyrannosaurus Rex. So, sorry if the audio doesn't come through later. I'm not entirely sure if it did or did not. Although I will find that out whenever I go over it. But for now, I will be going to that section of things, and hope to hear from you all later. So bye for now, everybody, and remember, there shall be more mob battles again.